Hello, can you guys hear me okay? Sorry, I'm trying to get situated here. I am, not ready. A funny story. I laid down in the bed to cuddle with the pups after work. And about 5 minutes ago, whenever the stream started, that's how long ago, Max ran into the room and said, aren't you streaming in 5 minutes? So, there was a mad dash to get everything set up. He's making me some tea right now. And at the last minute, I couldn't get the tablet to work. It's because it wasn't plugged in. Well, it was plugged in, but it was plugged into something that's not even turned on. It's the fastest I've ever gotten out of bed and gotten ready in my life. It's like the one time in college where I almost slept through the exam and I was just running down the middle of campus. That's what it feels like. Well, they're so cute. I wanted to cuddle them. It's totally their fault. Like, have you seen them? Have you seen them? They're so cute. And they're especially cute when they're sleepy because they're calm and they're not barking at anybody. Oh, boy. So we are gonna work on drawing some more of our D&D princesses. We're really close to being done with Aurora. She's like basically good to go. So I thought we'd start on some light colors with her and then we can work on Ariel, whichever we feel like. I don't know. First, I was just gonna do some doodling to try and wake up a little. I don't even know. You guys, I don't even know what I'd do without Max. Zeus, army guy. Hello, how are you guys doing? How's everyone doing today? If you're stateside, happy Thanksgiving. It's almost here. We have no plans and I am beyond excited. I don't remember if I even know how to draw a turkey. They're kind of like... They're kind of ugly. That's all I know. Where I grew up, there were wild turkeys. Thanks, Max. He brought me my tea to smell before he made it. He brought me the tea bag and like presented it to me like a sommelier. Yes, your tea, madame. Is this a good year? Then I smelled it and nodded, and then he went off and made me tea and just brought it back. A turkey is just a big bird when cooked. It's true. I don't love turkey. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way just to eat turkey. Yeah. Oh yeah, and sorry for no camera. Like I said, I woke up 5 minutes ago, so no camera once again. But hopefully next time I'll be more settled. Although next week's gonna be crazy because we have a big game launch. So hopefully I'll be able to stream, but I don't want to promise that just yet. I need to talk to Max and see if we can do something else. But we'll see. Oh, that's right. You have the week off, Zeus. That's nice. Yeah, I took tomorrow off because I found out that Max had tomorrow off, and I was like, you know what? I just want to relax this week. So. Play tune? No, I don't know if I want to do any more games this week. I just want to like nap and take the dogs for walks and like he was like F it. I don't know, you decided at last minute, so I was last minute like, I'm gonna take the day off too. I'll probably sleep in, do some cleaning. Probably prep a pie, because that's probably all I'm gonna make on Thursday is a pie. I was gonna make some spanakopita. We don't do traditional Thanksgiving food in my family, so I'm not like craving any of it. We usually do Greek food, so I'll probably make some spanakopita and then like a pumpkin pie. Spangatopia, yeah. So we'll see. Where's my YouTube chat? I thought I had that up. There it is. Just so everyone knows, we are streaming on YouTube. Feel free to go and watch us over there too. Just to help us, you know, get all the views in all the places. We really appreciate it. Oh my god, I was not ready for today. And Pizza's crying. I don't know why he's crying. He's always crying. This is gonna be like a sleepy art ASMR stream. It's my drunk looking turkey. I gave up nap time for the box of light. Mm-hmm. It's true. Look, come here, bud. He just needs a little love real quick. He needs a halfling riding it with a sniper rifle. If you guys don't know, we talk about, we have a channel in the Casters and Cantrips Discord where we can share art we find on the internet. There was a frog? Someone riding a frog with a sniper rifle. It was pretty good. But make sure you go and join the Discord if you like to talk about art. We have our own channels there now. We have a Casters and Cantrips fan art channel where people can post fan art if they want. I don't know. If I wanted to draw like Bryn being like, I don't know, angry. I don't know. What would I draw? I don't know. I don't even know what I would draw for. It's like weird. How do I draw fan art of my own character art? I mean, moves. Hello. Hi, it's for. How are you guys doing? Cantrip bot? Are you okay? Cantrip bot's drunk. I don't know. Let's just apparently clearly drawing's not what I have in working in my brain tonight. So let's just work on like some colors. So usually what I'll do is I'll do like a let's get the background color that we want here. Let me pull this over here. He's mad at you. Who's mad at me is Pizza. He's not having it. He's just crying. I think we'll do like a slightly darker background. But then usually what we'll do is I'll do like a color, just like kind of a free-for-all like paint layer just to start feeling it out. I think the thorns are gonna be purple, but I actually think they should look more like maybe magical. So I'm gonna rough this in, but I don't think this is actually the color I'm gonna do. We'll see. Maybe her armor should be this color. It's a little too Disney Dreamlight Valley in concept if I do that, but that's clearly where they got the concept for the thorns from. So I don't know that I'm in the wrong there. I'm not feeling it. Am I hungry? I mean, I could eat, but I don't know. Why? Are you gonna order me a cheeseburger? If I want one. Thanks, Mac. No, I don't think I want any meat. I'm not feeling so good today, actually. I don't feel very good at all. I probably wouldn't stream normally, but we said we were streaming. I wanted to do it. I don't know how long will last, but I don't know. I was having so much fun the last time I streamed that I really wanted to keep it up. Okay, so I do want her base outfit to look like Princess Aurora. So let's pull up, let me pull up a reference photo of her real quick so that we have that so we can see what we're doing. I want pizza. I want to order pizza, but I think that's a bad idea, Max, just for the record. You should sleep. You have school tomorrow. Yeah, if you have school tomorrow, you should get some rest. I was supposed to work tomorrow and I just randomly took the day off to have a nice long Thanksgiving holiday. Bad idea or amazing idea? It'd be a good idea if I kind of knew where to order the pizza from and I could get one that I didn't think would make me feel bad. But we don't really have a good place. You know the place? I don't think I liked the place last time. Mushroom and black olive, baby. That sounds so good, actually. I would totally go for like, except I would do mushroom, black olive, and onions. Oh my god. That'd be so good right now. Did I, Max? I don't remember. Did I like it better than the other place or did I actually like it? You know what I mean? Oh, bye. It's for it. Get some rest. Have fun at school tomorrow. It's interesting how close that color is to her skin tone, but you don't really notice it because of the way they... Although also I can see some of my line work still showing that I might need to hide. My line work, my sketch, there we go. That's better. It's better. But yeah, you can see I'm being really messy because we're just figuring out how we want this to look, you know? Just playing around a little bit. Max, can I get olive pizza? Olives and mushrooms and onions. Sounds so good. I usually would add bacon to that, but I'm not feeling like eating meat today. I don't want the garlic cheese rolls. I'm afraid that is not a good thing for my stomach right now. Probably nothing is a good thing for my stomach right now. Be honest. Moobs, I woke up, I don't know if you heard, but I woke up 5 minutes before stream was supposed to start. So I took a nap with the puppies. And Max was like, hey, you have to stream in 5 minutes. None of my stuff was set up. My Wacom wasn't even plugged in. Oh boy. Well, you know, this is true. You did try. I just was really tired. I had a long day today. It's definitely a night. The topping flavors did I want? What did I want, Mibs? I want black olives, onions, and mushrooms. Mmm, a nice veggie pizza. Yes, sounds so good. So if you guys can't tell what I'm doing is I'm finding a color that I like, but I want them to be kind of muted. And then I'll go back and add some shadows. So I'm painting them in with transparency, and then I'm eyedroppering the transparency that I end up liking, and then I'm going back to full transparency and painting in. Which is just like a neat little trick you can do. And I might just go with these colors. I'm feeling really good about them. Pizza, stop crying, bud. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay, bud. We need to get Luffy to come over here and play with pizza. So as you can see, this is the full opacity, and you can see how bright and Disney it's looking, but I don't really want that. So I'm turning the opacity down to about 30% and like painting in and like going over it a little bit to figure exactly how strong I want it to look. And then I eyedropper it. And then go back in at 100%. It's a really nice trick. I'm not worrying about staying in the lines just now, because right now I'm just kind of roughing in the colors to see how I feel about it. And of course I'll always do a color adjustment layers at the end, so it's not like these are going to be the final colors you see anyways. If you're going to be using Photoshop to paint and draw anyways, it's crazy not to use the color adjustment layers that they give you. Like, they give you so much photo editing stuff that you can use, that you can edit your painting just like it's a photo. Why not use it? I love it. It's why I've really stuck with Photoshop is my art software of choice, because I know how to do that stuff as well. Max, if you would come deal with pizza, great. I know. That's okay. Sorry, Max wasn't trying to pressure you. He's just crying, and I'm worried that it's coming through on the stream. Hopefully not. So I think the only color I'm not crazy about is maybe her skin tone. But I think when I zoom out, it doesn't look bad. But it looks a little like kind of dead. So I'm just gonna go in and warm it up a little bit. See, that looks too out of place though. Just warm it up just the tiniest bit. I don't want her to look like a zombie. We might want Ariel to look more like a zombie, but not Aurora. We want her to look a little more lively. Let's see how we feel about that. I think what I want to do for her armor is give it sort of like a color sheen look of the blue and purple. I saw a trick I want to try, but I don't know if I know how to make it work. So we can mess with it though. We'll do those on a different layer. So I think I just need to get her shirt drawn in, or not her shirt, her sort of like vest. It's not really a corset. It's just a 50s style kind of bustier over top. There's no structure to it. It doesn't look like. Oh, there's structure, but there's no, it doesn't look like it's restructuring her. Like, of course it would. There's one way to wake me up, get me started on corsets and how I feel about corsets and their depiction in all media and D&D and everywhere. Let's go. It might surprise you. That's what we would do if we were doing clickbait titles. Bun talks about corsets. It might surprise you. Bun rages about corsets. Bun bemoans corset. I don't know what's a buzzword. Her shirt is looking not white enough, so we're gonna go in and fix that up. And this is why I really should have done them all in different layers, but I just didn't feel like it tonight. Doing different layers would make it way easier to swap colors out and change things up. Okay, so we've got that kind of base colors in, which I of course did on the wrong layer. Using that. Put this on the same layer, so let's move that. I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. Ugh. I'm really excited about pizza. But Who isn't excited about pizza? What did I do? What are you thanking me for? Did I do something? Popping off. Hello over in YouTube chat. I don't know what we're ruffling. Are we ruffling? I don't know what's happening. I'm so tired. I don't know anything. What is happening? Oh, okay. I see. I got it. I'm too sleepy for you to do this to me right now. Max. I'm gonna label that layer so don't ruin it. Thanks, Max. It took me so long to notice that. I was like, what did I do? What are you thanking me for? Got him. I'm too tired. You can't mess with me while I'm tired. It's not fair. Okay, so I want to try something with her armor that I'm not sure how to do. I saw a tutorial of somebody doing a cool thing. No, I probably can't pull it off right now. Let's see. Probably pull it off with smudge tool anyways. What we're gonna do is wherever her armor is. So first let's paint in sort of a slightly neutral purple for her armor. And I'm not worried about where like the thorn parts of the armor are. I'm just worried about like the flat parts. I want to give it kind of a color shift, kind of chromatic look, because if you watch the cartoon with her, there's the whole like pink, no blue thing where one of her fairy godmothers wants her to wear pink and the other one wants her to wear blue. And she's using fairy magic for her armor. She's probably a what do we decide she is? She's a level 1 warlock and like a level 3 what's the dream circle druid? God. She's definitely got some Fey touched kind of stuff. She's actually I don't know what her race is, but she was definitely some sort of changeling situation, you know? Like, she was raised by the Fae, so that whatever a good backstory for that would be, it would give her some benefit. I might have to make a custom one. Circle of Dreams, that was it. Yeah. I need to play a druid again soon. I love druids. Maybe when Bryn dies, my next character should be a druid. But what kind of druid? I don't know. There's too many good options is the thing. Better start making the new character soon. Uh-oh. You're trying to tell me something, Max? Is Bryn doomed? Probably. She doesn't make the best life choices, to be fair. Her father was a hay bale left broken and alone by a wagon that wouldn't stop to help. Just thinking about how I want to do this. Because what I was going to do is then create a new layer that clips to that one. And I was going to grab sort of the base, like pink, slightly more rosy pink. Soft brush. blue. It's gonna do this thing that I don't know how to do. I can't remember how to do. I can't remember what that was. I just saw the tutorial for it the other day. It was really cool. It was like a mesh tool. That's okay. I have other ideas. We'll use the smudge tool. I'm gonna duplicate the layer just in case I don't like the effect of this. We can always go back and retry some other things. Let's just try this and see how it works. So I'm gonna get a brush with a little more weight to it. Still smooth. A little. And then I'm gonna, oops. I'm on the wrong tool. What happened? There we go. Smudge. And then I'm gonna kind of, maybe I do need a softer brush. Let's see. And let's turn down the strength so that we're just like slowly kind of this is just gonna make it look a little more like less uniform and random. The thing I was trying to remember how to do would have made it literally random, but I don't know how to do it. So we'll just do this. Because I don't know. YOLO. That's why she digs her trusty twine everywhere she goes. I love it. You're gonna start making double your paycheck now, but you have to actually work and it sucks. Yeah, I was gonna say the pay's nice though. At least you have that to comfort you. Would love to make double pay. That sounds great. Okay, just smudging these around a little bit. I think this one needs a little more. Oops. Unselected that. What I'm gonna do, this might take me a while to get this to work, to be honest. I'm just trying things. Sometimes you just gotta like look around and find out, you know. Exists. Yeah, we're just, I don't know, we're just trying things, trying to see what we like. I need to think about where my light source is coming from. I'm thinking it's coming from the right and slightly up. I don't think when you're doing character art, it's something that to honestly be like exact about. It's just something that you should still always be like thinking about. But we're just building this up one layer at a time. So I throw this on overlay, kind of turn it down a little. Just keep adding layers. We're just trying to make it look, give it like that super reflective, shiny kind of look. 6 hours a night, 6 nights a week. Ugh, that does not sound fun though. I don't think I could do that. At night? I'm not a good, well, I guess I work well at night, but I don't think I could handle like working when everyone else is like not. I think it looks pretty good for now, especially when you like zoom out. It's like really pretty. So what color should like, I'm thinking just like a nice silvery for like the vines. So we'll take that same color and I'm just gonna lighten it and add a little bit more blue, because blue's a little more atmospheric, and you have to think that something that's really reflective is going to be reflecting the atmosphere. Hi Jerry, what are you doing? And I'm doing this on a new layer so that we can easily just change it if we're not liking the way it's turning out. Oh, thank you, Jerry. Yeah, we just did that. I was like, you know, I'm just gonna try something and see if it works, and I'm feeling really good about it. I wanted to incorporate her princess purple and blue somewhere, but I didn't want to make her wearing like a princess dress. I like her sort of like peasant, what would you call it? Her sort of like woodland cottage, her cottage core, her little cottage core dress. I'm kind of jealous of Aurora's life before she became a princess. She just like gets to live in a cottage with fairies who bake all day, and she just sings to woodland creatures. Like, doesn't that sound like kind of a nice existence? You just like wake up, go gather some berries or whatnot, come home, do some baking. The fairies use magic to clean the place so you can just relax, do a little singing, do a little reading. It's a life, you know? I think what we'll do is we'll add a little bit of the color back in over top of the thorns. So they're kind of a little bit got that sheen as well. That could be really nice. And if we finish her soon, we'll go work on Ariel too. But I need to wake up a little before we work on her. And then we gotta decide what princess we're gonna Disney, or what princess we're gonna D&Dify next. I think there was some talk of doing maybe Belle as a hunter. I definitely would like to do Belle. I'm gonna do my favorite ones first. And I think, oh no, I think maybe Jasmine was a ranger, so she could have her. Or were we just gonna make them all warlocks? Because then I could make Jasmine a warlock and her JB back to, what am I doing? Back to the chain, no. Something chain. Beastmaster Belle. Yeah. An apple here and there, yeah. You're an assistant district manager for a newspaper distribution center. Oh, that sounds kind of intense, honestly. Because the paper's got to go out the next day, right? Like, that's like a big deal. Back to the chain. Thank you, Zeus. If you guys get confused who I'm talking to, just a reminder, we've got chats in both YouTube and Twitch. If you want to not be confused, you can pop them both open and follow along, or just use whichever one's easier for you, but it does help us if you watch on both. It helps us a ton. Sorry, I always forget to put my phone near my, if I put my phone too close to my audio setup, I get like crackly stuff, so sorry if you guys could hear that. I don't know. I turn around and Pizza's just staring at me with just this look of utter like betrayal and sadness. Pizza, bud. Dogs are the best. All they care about is you and loving you. All they care about. We do not deserve them. We do not deserve them. Yeah, it's totally okay if you just prefer one chat over the other. We are very, very new to YouTube, but we're trying to get the hang of it, and that's actually one of the reasons I like doing the art stream on Tuesdays. Is it's a little bit more chill, and it gives us a chance to actually interact with the chat, because we can't interact when we play D&D on Fridays. So this is a nice way to, I don't know, participate with YouTube a little bit more, which I like. You've got it in full surround sound and stereo and you're everywhere. Jerry, I took work off tomorrow if you want to do some more mount run. But I know Deja wants to do some on Thursday if you're free. We need to try and get 8 people for Thursday. Okay, let's see. What did I miss? I'm up here. Can I get all these thorns drawn in? No worries either way, Jerry. If you're free Thursday, that would be the best, because then we can do we need to try and get 8 people. And most people are going to have Thanksgiving plans, because it is Thanksgiving week here in the US. And when does Canada have theirs? Theirs was like a week ago, or theirs is after ours. They have a similar holiday, but I can never remember the dates. So where's Octavia? I need to ask her. Good old Canada. You must use the same agency. I do not miss that kind of job where like you can get called in if someone else just like doesn't show. That being said, I am on call next week, but that's pretty rare in game dev. It's usually just when there's like a launch And I suppose there's a chance I would have to work both shifts if something like crazy came up. But at least I'd get overtime pay. If that happens. And I always volunteer for the early shifts, not because I like them, I hate them, but because nobody ever wants to do them. So I'm like, I don't really care. I'll make it. Okay, cool, Jerry. Yeah, no worries. Pizza's trying to get Sandwich to play with him, and he's just like smacking her in the face with his paws, like, play with me. It's so cute. I'm gonna watch a Disney movie tonight. Maybe I'll watch something after the stream. What should I watch? Last time we were talking about Moana, because Max hasn't seen that. So if he wants to join, maybe we'll watch that. But if he doesn't want to join, maybe I'll watch something. I need to watch Coco still. I haven't seen that, and I heard it's really good. Or I'll just play more WoW after stream, which is usually what I'm gonna do anyways. I should not kid myself and accept that that's what's gonna happen. Okay, I think I just need to double check the ones on our boots. Those look good. I think there's still cleanup work here. So we've got those drawn in. They don't really look silvery enough, but I wanted to just kind of get them in, and then we can adjust the color. So God, the dogs are trying to put each other's butts on each other's heads. That's the game they play. I think I could desaturate it, and yeah, I think we should darken it so there's a little more like contrast, but then we could add some of that like colorfulness back in. And what I'm thinking is we'll take this color layer, clip it to that, and put it on a different blending mode just to work some of that color back in the areas where it is already. So let's see what's gonna look good. The overlay kind of works, and we can just like down it a little bit. That looks really cool, even though that's not what we want to do. It just looks really cool. I love that. Sounds like a fun game, to be honest. Trying to see who can put their butt on the other one's head fastest. Yeah, they're weird dogs. They're cute, but they're weird. I think we'll do overlay. What we'll do is we'll just turn it down so it's a little more subtle. Yeah, you can almost like barely see it. I'm gonna add it with another blending mode too. This one we're gonna do one that, because the blue wasn't showing enough really. Could do multiply actually, just get darker. Do burn, and we'll just turn it down a little bit. And then we'll go in with highlights and build it up a little more. She's gonna have like a solid color eye, like whatever color magic we're gonna use. But yeah, it's got that vibe, like old 60s X-Men or something, like Storm from the 60s. You just today made your Drakthir. Drakthir is so good. I want to draw my Drakthir, but I don't know how I feel about drawing that kind of fan art right now. If I do that, I'll probably do it not on this stream. Unless Max wants me to draw it on the stream, I don't know. But it's not really D&D content. Although my Drakthir is kind of based off of two of my D&D characters I've played in the past, because I played a Dragonborn librarian. She was a bard that College of Lore or something, I don't remember, but she was basically a librarian that decided to go adventuring, and so she was this big golden bronzy Dragonborn with little spectacles who carried around a big bag of books. And anytime we went anywhere, I'd like try to find some new books for my library. She was the best. And then the other time and then another game I played dragon. We played this game where our characters were actually like ancient dragons that were sort of forced to pretend to be like mortals. So the goal of the game was actually to not use your powers too much. You had to be like really careful about it, because if the people found out, then you would have to like relocate. So it was like a whole thing. And she was also she wasn't an amber dragon. What was it? Was topaz? Is that the really ambery? Oh, she was a gemstone dragon. What's the really like golden ambery stone? Not topaz. Now it's killing me. Now I have to look it up. D&D. Does anybody here know? I'll know it when I see the art. Yes, okay, I was right. It was topaz. She was a topaz dragon. So both of my dragons had sort of like a golden bronzy theme. So I decided recently to change my Drakthir to be bronze dragonflight. And I went with sort of like a black, white, and bronze color concept. I'm really into it. I definitely want to play her more. So I'm just thinking what I want to do next with this piece. I'm trying to decide if I like our hair color. I think I'm going to add some more like lightness and goldness to it because it's a little dull. I don't mind the clothing being a little dull, but I want her hair to be a little more lively. So yeah. Okay, let's get these highlights in there and then we'll do the hair. It's actually interesting. I can see that I need to go in a little bit more in some of these areas because you can see once I darkened it, it's really obvious. So actually, let's clean this up real quick. I'm going to grab the layer for these off the current layer to make sure I have the right color. Change that back so I don't forget. And I'm going to get my brush. Come on, Photoshop. And go back and fix this real quick. Because you can just see when I zoom in, it's not quite as clean as I thought it was. So this is probably not super interesting content to watch, but it's got to be done or else it's going to bug me. You just did the soar quest and then came here. The soaring is so fun once you like get it, but it took me a minute like to kind of get my head wrapped around it. I've uninstalled most of my add-ons with the recent update. Yeah, the edit mode's so lovely. I'm just hoping that they add more and then never need to touch an add-on again in my life. I don't like installing add-ons personally. I don't mind it, but it's just I'd rather not. I'd rather just pop a game open and play it. I always think that's a better experience. I keep thinking if I want to get add-ons for Valheim. Zeus and I play Valheim a lot, and I want to get back into it over Christmas break. God, the dog is freaking out. I want to get back into it over Christmas break because there's a new update coming out. But and like you can do so much cool stuff if you get mods for that game, but I just like I don't really want to like deal with it. Then you have to like make sure your mods are all like matching, but I know people do some really cool stuff with it, but I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of using mods in games. Although if one of the, okay, so I watched the new, I don't know if anybody plays Valheim, but I watched the trailer for the new content, but I watched it like on my phone, really small, because I didn't know if they were going to have spiders in the new zone. And I was like pretty sure they would. So I just watched it really small so that if they were there, I wouldn't see them. But because of that, I actually couldn't see what any of the new monsters looked like. I saw some like flying things. So I actually don't know what the new monsters are. I think there's some new skeletons, which is fine. But I need to know if there are spiders, because if there are, then I'm going to have to get mods anyways. And then it's like, then I might as well go ham. Because I think if they have them in game, what I will do is I will find an arachnophobia mod that just changes them into like bears or something, because I have to do that for games like Skyrim anyways. And then I'll actually be able to play it. But hopefully whatever they add isn't too creepy. We'll see. I haven't had to get one of those for WoW yet, thankfully, because nothing in WoW bothers me too bad, but there's times. Definitely don't run the Encourage stuff very often because of it. I usually don't need it for Diablo because there's usually only like one part that's really bad. And then of course, Grounded is my favorite because it just incorporates arachnophobia mode as a default setting, which is one of the best things that's ever happened in gaming, and every other game should do it. Oh, I don't want it right now. What's this? Oh, okay. Max brought me pizza. I'm gonna eat a bite of it, actually. I was thinking I'd wait till after, but I might have a bite now because it looks really good. I'm just worried it'll make me feel bad, and then I'll have to can't stop the stream. Damn, bitch, this pizza is not for you. Oh, sandwich and pizza are staring at my food. Moobs, if you're still here, thank you for the pizza topping recommendation, because that hit the spot. Exactly. I do want to gobble up pizza. He's so cute. I just want to gobble him up. He looks so confused right now. Okay, so we got this cleanup work done. Now we can go back to sort of like building up the colors here. Moobs came in and was like, we were talking about pizza, and he was like, mushrooms and black olives, baby. And I was like, that sounds fabulous. But I added onions because I like a 3 topping pizza. Like if you're gonna do toppings, in my opinion, you should do 1 or you should do like 3+. 2's never right to me. I don't know why. It should be all about like one flavor, or it should be like about a flavor combo. And I'm a big sucker for just like a plain cheese pizza too. So, but I added onions because I felt like it needed that 3rd thing. Is he streaming right now? Yeah, he stopped by to say hi, I guess, before stream. We'll probably raid him when we get done here, but we're gonna go for another hour at least if I don't start feeling bad. To remove some of the highlight right there. Okay, I feel better about that. pepperoni, onions, jalapeno. That sounds good too. I can't really do jalapeno though. It's too much. It's too spicy for me. And I can't do a lot of peppers just in general. Usually I would do like a mushroom, onion, bacon, and tomato. I think that's really good. It's like a really good topping, but it kind of depends on the place you get it from. I'm curious what pizza's like near you, Jerry. Like, I'm curious if it's different. I don't know. Okay, so now we're back, and I'm just going in and kind of adding like some highlights to the to make these look kind of more like rounded, like they're more structural. So I'm just going in and that, and then what we'll do is we'll kind of play with the opacity on them in a minute. You like Italian thin crust? I like some spicy stuff, but it has to be the right kind of spicy stuff. I like Korean spicy. Their pizza is really different. If you have pizza in Korea, it's really different. It's really good, but it's just different. Oh, you're stuck with frozen ones, but they're good? Well, that's good. That's what counts, as long as it's good. I like a good frozen pizza if you can find a really good one. I like a good homemade pizza. I want to get, someday when we have more money to spend. Excuse me. I really want to get, a little pizza oven for the backyard. They make these really little ones now that you can buy. I saw it on Babish, and I just think, how fun would that be? Have people over and just make some pizza, you know? Cook it from scratch. It'd be so good. Dogs, do you really have to start fighting like right now? Let me know if you guys can hear them. I'll kick them out of the room. I don't like to do that because it's not really, you know, it's not their fault. They don't understand. They're just playing, but they're playing very loudly. Oh, Max to the rescue. He's here to distract them, or I don't know. Oh, he removed them. Oh, they're in trouble. That means it must have been able to be heard. I like thin crust, but I only like a thin crust if it's like a really traditional thin crust. Like, I don't like it when it tastes like a cracker. Some places their thin crust is just like like a big cracker, and I'm like, I don't know. What's Moob's streaming right now? Curious. I don't remember what game he's on right now. Oh yeah, you should totally do it, Jerry. We have a place near us called Trader Joe's. I doubt you guys have those overseas, but they have really good pre-made dough that you can make. And my suggestion would be to start making tactics yogurt. That's right. My suggestion would be to find a pre-made dough to experiment with first, because that'll help you figure out more like getting used to the cooking times and the thickness. And like the way the dough should feel, because building up like the gluten and stuff is definitely complicated. But if you want to, I know Bon Appetit, I know they kind of suck, but they did a really good pizza episode where they tried to make like the best pizza, like a universally best pizza. And they did sort of a thin Italian margherita style. Sorry, I just took a giant bite of pizza and then realized I couldn't like talk. Hmm. Okay, sorry. I just like needed to devour some pizza for a second there. Sorry, hopefully you couldn't hear it. It's not very buffalo. Max, we have some Frank's hot sauce. It's not their buffalo sauce. We do have some Frank's hot sauce in the fridge. You could take that and mix it with like a little something and drizzle it on top. Worth a try anyways. Just going through and adding a little bit of shine on these parts where the shine is on the other parts so that they feel like the light's hitting them in the same place. The map timer? Oh, the map timer. Yeah, we're totally using maps tonight. What? It's fine. For anyone that watching that doesn't know, we stream D&D on Fridays. Come hang out. It's a good time. Okay, so I think that's good for now. Let's leave that for now. Let's clean up her sort of the clothing layers. I'm gonna separate out the hair and the skin real quick, just to make my life a little bit easier. I'm not gonna start these over from scratch. What did I do? I was gonna grab the skin too, and I just like didn't really do it. Grab that. And then we'll clean it up. Oh, did I not grab? Well, that's a thing I just did. Oh, Pizza's still crying. He cannot stand to be away from me. I don't know what to do. Oh, he's in here. Were you causing troubles, bud? Were you causing troubles? Were you trying to fight and crying? What's wrong? Sorry if you guys can hear him. We'll be rolling new characters soon. Yeah, we're gonna die. Oh, you made it to Zereth Mortis. I love that zone. My favorite part is like when you first get there, just sort of like that feeling. Like it's just nothing like it in the game, in my opinion. And I love that first moment where you get there and sort of the story of you like trying to figure out where you are. I know they're hopeless. Max is giving up on trying to corral the dogs, so they're just gonna have to eating. Well, she's eating something. You were quite awestruck. Yeah, it's so good. It's a really fun zone to level in. That's why I was like, just get there as fast as you can. There's tons of rares and tons of mounts and things that drop. I can probably hop on after this if I don't watch a movie. Depends what Max wants to do, because if he wants to watch a movie, we'll probably watch a movie. It's since I don't have to work tomorrow. Play. Sandwich, what are you eating? My God, dogs. There's so much work sometimes. Oh, Max gave her a treat. Okay. I just thought she was eating something she found. I was like, what the heck? Dentist stick. That was our last dentist stick. What are we gonna do? If you're a dog owner, you know the pain of using the last treat. This music's interesting. It feels like we're getting ready for like an intense scene to happen next. Like we're training for the big battle. You got there faster. I'm not sure Max even has that zone unlocked. I think he gave up on the whole expansion though and is just ready for dragons. Which, fair. That is correct. Understand the dogs. They always get so bad right when I'm streaming. When I'm streaming or when I'm in a meeting at work, that's when they're their worst. They're like, Mom is paying attention to somebody else and we don't like it. We shall revolt. I think that's fair. I think it's good content too. Like, and if you're enjoying it, then yeah, you should totally play it more. As long as you're enjoying it. I'm still playing Legion content because I never finished it. So whenever I have downtime, I go back and do Legion or BFA content. Because I did pretty much everything in the other expansions. There's like a couple things I never finished, but I went pretty hard on the other ones. I didn't play Pandaria when it launched, but after the fact I went back and like played the whole thing because it was so good. But yeah, I need to fix this hand. It's like kind of derp. I don't know. Do I care? Maybe I don't care. I might just leave it for now. I don't know. These aren't meant to be like perfect pieces. These are meant to be kind of loose and fun anyways. So maybe I just don't care. We can always go back and finish it. This is why I have everything on separate layers. Sorry if you can hear the dogs. They're being lunatics. It's got attention. Yeah, the mall's rough at first. It's rough. It wasn't so bad when it came out. I think it's one of those things where if you don't enjoy it a lot and someone else says they don't enjoy it, it just like, it then makes it feel even worse than it is. And people just don't really enjoy it. I didn't mind it so bad because it kind of kept me from, because I would just play a little each day. And I think it works really well if that's your kind of gameplay, but not everyone, that's just not how everyone wants to consume games. And I think it's not our decision to make that, you know? But I liked it conceptually. I liked it conceptually a lot. I just think it's one of those things where not everybody plays games the same way. Anyways, I should talk about them. And the Vex in Destiny? I don't remember them in Destiny. I played Destiny briefly, but I never got like really far into it. But I really liked it. Okay, so now that I've got that in, I want to go fix, I just saw some line work on these vines that I kind of want to fix. So let's just go in here with the eraser while we're doing some cleanup work anyways. Because I want to do these like kind of magically, and if I don't fix this, it's going to look, it might look really bad. Because of what I have in mind for how I want to color these, it could look, yeah, kind of rough. It might not be noticeable, but it's not a big deal. It doesn't take long to clean this stuff up. That was like the last thing I did last time I was working on this, and usually the last thing I do is the thing that needs a little more love. Which makes sense if you think about it. Okay, that's a little bit better. That might be good enough for purposes. We'll see. I can always come back and clean it up later. Well, this part's a little messy too. Vex are like space-time manipulating AI robots. Oh, yeah. I vaguely remember them. I didn't play a lot because I didn't have anyone to play with. And so the story was fun and I was doing the story, but at a certain point you really just need friends to go and like do gear runs with, right? And I just didn't have anyone to play with at the time. Should give it another try at some point though, because I was really enjoying it, but I don't know. I don't have enough time to play that many games these days. So busy. And I want to play more Valheim, and I want to play more Disney Dreamlight Valley, which has a new update coming soon. I think December 6th they just announced is the next update for that. So I'm really excited. Because that's soon, and I need more content because I've done everything in that game already. So I need more content. Yeah, I've only played 2. I didn't play the first one. I don't know why I just hopped in on 2. And then, yeah, I don't know. It was fun, but I really enjoyed the combat. But I'm not I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to find time for games when you are an adult with a job and have to work, you know? I feel ya. I'm just lucky that now playing my favorite game is kind of part of my job. Kind of. It helps my job. I do wish I had more time. I'd like to play more Valheim. I'd like to play more Minecraft. I'd like to play more Final Fantasy. Gift of Gabby, hello. Welcome. I'm doing great. How are you doing? We're just drawing some Disney princesses. And yeah, I don't know. Just doing a little cleanup work before we go in and do some final painting. And then we might switch over and work on Ariel for a little bit, because I'm not sure I want to do the final painting tonight. Or I haven't decided. It would be nice to get a finished piece though. I've been trying to be more free with my art and just do what I feel like in the moment, you know? That kind of thing. Thank you so much. We just did that earlier in Bismuth. Yeah, that's a really good reference, because it is kind of what it looks like. That was what I was going for, is that kind of like multi-chrome color shifting vibe, and it turned out better. Honestly, it turned out better than I thought. So it just goes to show, whenever you're not sure, just fuck around and find out and see if it works. Finish a little more cleanup work here, and then we can do some final lights and shadow layers, which I kind of want to, I don't know, I might want to keep these a little flat because it definitely has that like Disney vibe, but it's also like my brain wants to go in and do more shadows. It's hard to decide. Oh, what classes are they? Let's see. This is, so Aurora, which we're working on now, I decided they all took at least a level of Warlock, because Warlocks are my favorite, and that way they can have creepy patrons. But we decided she's a druid. She's a Circle of Dreams druid, because it just seems too perfect for her not to be. Pizza just freaking out in the other room. That's my dog, in case you're new and don't know. Pizza's my dog, and he's freaking out because he's a whiny baby. Oh yeah, how do you say her name? I can't remember. Kita. I haven't seen that movie in so long. I should watch that tonight, actually, and then I would be inspired, and she's probably some sort of druid too. I would have to think about what class she is, but she's really pretty, so that'd definitely be fun. That would be fun to do. And I know she's got quite a few fans. People, I think, brought her up last time, so yeah, she'd be good. Is it Kita? Okay, yeah, she's so cool. I'm like obsessed with kind of that like darker skin tone and white hair combo. Like Storm from X-Men. Trying to think of others, but like I love that kind of like aesthetic. I give that to my characters in both D&D and video games a lot. So she'd be really fun to paint. This music is so chill right now. I'm kind of into it. I'm just like in the zone. I love when you're doing art and you get that kind of zone where you're just like, music is vibing and you're just like, yeah, I could go all night. I'd go all night if I didn't have to also talk while I streamed. Like if I could just like totally zone out and not say anything, I'd probably paint this all night. But then you guys would be like, hello? Is there anybody there? Oh, Athena from Hades. Did I draw? Yeah, I did draw Athena from Hades. Yeah, because we gave her some really cool like purples and golds. She was so fun. Yeah, she has, I gave her, she has that in the game, kind of the light hair and the darker skin tone. She's so pretty in that game. I need to beat that game. Maybe I'll just do that tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow will just be a relearn how to play and finally beat Hades, because I got really far and then just like stopped. But I know there's some characters I haven't met yet, and it's like kind of crushing my soul that I haven't seen them in game. Because like if ever there was a game that is like for me, it's like the best game ever. I don't even really like roguelikes, but I really love what they did conceptually with the idea of a roguelike. Purebred German Shepherd. Oh my god, I love them. I'm such a sucker for a beautiful big dog. I love like all the large breeds. Ours are, if you follow me on socials, if you follow me on Instagram, you can see pictures of them. But ours are cattle dog mixes, because I love a good work dog, like a cattle dog. One of them is like a border collie, cattle dog, pit mix, and then the other one we don't know, but we're thinking he's a cattle dog beagle, because he looks so much like a beagle in his like face and coloring, and he has bigger ears. So I don't know. How far in did I get for Hades? I made it to the third like layer of hell. What was it called? Really tough one. And I fought the Minotaur. Got past the Minotaur, and then I think immediately like stopped. You'd put my, yeah, there's gotta be beagle in pizza. Elysium, yes, thank you. I was like, I should know this word. I went to the park with Sandwich this weekend, and there was a little puppy there that looked so much like Pizza did when he was a puppy, but it was black. And I asked him, and they said he was a beagle mix, and I was like, he's got to be a beagle. He's just got to be. But he doesn't have the beagle howl or anything, because don't beagles have that kind of like woo 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 kind of thing? Can't remember. You're not sure if you should tell me what for Hades? Yeah, I need to play that. I love it so much. I'm a huge Greek mythology nerd. I love it. I read the Odyssey when I was way too young to read the Odyssey, which is about beating Hades. Yeah, don't tell me. I need to just do it. I need to just do it. Just keep on me to do it, so I do it eventually. Don't let me just play WoW. Make me play other games. But no, I need to finish it, because I love that game from like a game design perspective. It's amazing. Okay, let's add in the colors. I'm just gonna go back to the art for a minute. I'm gonna add in the colors for some of these like other little parts real quick, and then like a good leathery brown. What we're gonna do the same thing we did before, where I put it on like a transparency, build it up a little bit. And then we can go in and paint it in once we have that color that we like. Yeah, I need to just beat it though, because I love that game. But it's funny, there's a podcast I listened to where they Judge John Hodgman, where they talk about like if you have like a complaint, like a disagreement, like Jerry, if you and I have a disagreement, or if Max and I have a disagreement, or if you and Max have a disagreement about how to make like the best pizza cake, you can like go on the show, and he's like a fake judge that'll like resolve the case for you, right? He'll make a ruling. It's so good. It's such a good podcast. I highly recommend it. But let me say this right. Gamer Girly, is it Yasmin? Gamer Girl Yasmin 1. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying it so far. We're having a really chill night. We're just painting and chatting. about whatever people want to chat about. But yeah, we were about to talk about some Greek mythology. I want to nerd out. So the case that I just listened to, which would be a good, in my opinion, if you're looking for an episode to start on, this would be a fine one to start on. There's a really good one that they just did where a wife brought the case against her partner, her husband, because he's been reading the Odyssey to their son, who's only like, I don't know, 3 or 5 or something. I'm not good with kids' ages, so my brain immediately forgot that valuable information. And the kid's having nightmares, and it's because it's like an illustrated version of the Odyssey that's a little bit like violent. And she was saying how like she likes that he's reading him the Odyssey and that they're finding something to bond over, but it's maybe a little too scary and not quite age appropriate. And it was just so funny listening to them talk about it, like, because I read the Odyssey when I was really young and I was in elementary school. I don't know what age I was though. What ages are elementary school if you're in the States? Does anyone know that information? Anyways, it's really violent and dark, and it's meant to be. Like, Greek tragedies are dark for good reason, right? But it does mean that it's not always going to be like kid appropriate, which is pretty funny to me. I want the wood on the spindle, I think, to be like a little bit of a lighter color, a little warmer. So we're just gonna adjust this color a little bit. See how this looks. Yeah, that's better. Just a little different. Actually, I think we could go, I think a little, even a little more. I still think I need to fix this hand. No, I don't want to. It's my art and I don't want to, and you can't make me. So there. Yeah, I love sort of the retelling of the myths that Hades does. They do it in such a really good and respectful way where it's just like, it's a different version and it's unique and they really do something interesting with it. If you're looking for a good book to read and you like Greek myths, there's a book called Circe by Madeline Miller, and it's a retelling of Circe's story from her kind of point of view, and it's really good because it definitely covers the scenes from the Odyssey where Odysseus meets her. Yeah, and I think that's kind of where what they talk about in the case is it's not like they shouldn't be reading the Odyssey to the kid. It's more like if it's clearly giving the kid nightmares, maybe pull it back a little bit. But one of the scenes, this is a spoiler for the Odyssey, which is how old book now? I don't know. So spoilers for the Odyssey, I guess, if you're bothered by thousands of year old spoilers. There's a part where they go to Hades, they go and visit Hades, and I think Odysseus has to put out like some blood or something, and like the dead come and they're like drinking the blood, and it's like really gory, but it's like, yeah, maybe they were saying that's the scene that they probably wouldn't, he didn't share that scene with the kids because it's really scary, but it's just like, yeah. I think there's definitely a balance. I'm not a parent, so I'm not going to make that call for anybody, but I think that it's about knowing your kid because everybody's kid is different, but it's also about like willing to be wrong. So if you think your kid can handle it and then they clearly can't, like, back out, man, and fix the situation, right? It happens. My parents showed me the movie Gremlins when I was too young for it. They didn't know it was going to be a scary movie. They thought it was like a kid's Christmas movie. And I like freaked out. And apparently, this is according to them, apparently I paused the VCR, which I was really good at because I would hit play, rewind, pause, fast forward to rewatch The Little Mermaid on a daily basis. So I like paused it and I was like on the VCR and I was like, this movie is not for kids. You should be ashamed of yourselves, and like stormed out of the room, apparently, which sounds like a precocious child thing to do. Just like that I told my parents they should be ashamed. But I do like the idea of telling your kids the Greek myths. I had the Delaire's book of Greek myths, and it doesn't like not have the darker stuff in there, but it tells it in a very simple way. So it's just not like, it's not terrifying, right? But it's like, it is really good for kids because it would teach them like about death and loss and all these really important concepts that we don't always let kids learn. We just kind of, I don't know. Sometimes that's good for them. Sometimes Disney movies get a little dark. I think Disney is actually pretty good at that. They have a good understanding of like adding a little darkness isn't necessarily a big deal. And RoboCop when you were about 9 or 10. I don't even remember RoboCop. I'm not even sure I've seen the whole movie all the way through. You're like, I'm not sure my mom would want me to watch this. Oh my God. Amazing. I remember my parents did not want us to watch Jurassic Park because they thought it would be too scary. And our neighbors, my friend's mom, who was our neighbor, was just like, don't tell your parents, we're going to watch it. And she like just turned the volume off at like the scary parts. But I remember not being scared at all of that. So it just goes to show that kids have different things that they're scared of too. Like I was just excited for the dinosaurs. I wanted the dinosaurs to eat people. Even as a kid, I didn't care. But I was scared of other things. So it just goes to show every kid's different. You just got to know, you just got to talk to your kid and know them, right? Like you just have to actually try to care a little. I'm trying to think what color these roses should be. Like, should they be like part of the armor or should they be like a different color? Can't decide. Let's try to make them part of the armor real quick and just like see how it looks. So I'm not against that. I kind of like it that it looks like they're made of the same like material. Oh, one's pink and one's blue right now. You guys, I think it's like meant to be, actually. I'm just going to paint over them when I do the overpaint layer and like emphasize that one's pink and one's blue. I think that's absolutely perfect. Yeah, I was pretty young when Jurassic Park came out and I was not, oh, what did I just do? I zoomed way out. Oh. That's, an interesting thing that's happening. Okay. When I try to zoom out, it's zooming out like a bazillion times. Oh my God. Photoshop, why? It's mad at me. I'm sorry I haven't used you in a little while, Photoshop. Sorry. I was only debating using Figma. I promise I won't really. Ooh, and it froze too. That's not good. Oh yeah, that part's really, really scary, Jerry. I agree. It's frozen. I might need to restart Photoshop. Oh, this was just my turkey drawing. We don't need him by turkey. I'm just gonna restart Photoshop real quick. So I'm gonna put it on I have a working, yeah, I'll be right back screen just while I get this working. Sometimes Photoshop just needs a good restart. It's flying me to, I don't know what it thinks it is, but it's going crazy. Thanks for hanging out, everyone, by the way, keeping me company. This has been nice. It's a really chill stream. Yeah, let's take a break. Everybody grab a drink, grab a snack, and we'll be right back. Got our files back up. Got Photoshop back up. I scarfed my other slice of pizza. Drank some water. Good to get back to it. I don't think we'll go for too much longer, but I want to finish getting some colors done on this one. And then I want to fix the last part on Ariel here so that we can work on her next time. I don't know if we'll get to that tonight, but we'll see. Okay, so I've got all the colors filled in. I need to do some more colors on her face, and then we're just going to start working on the final like kind of overpaint layers. So we're pretty close to being done. I don't know how much longer it'll be technically, but getting there. What's everyone up to tonight? People playing games. What do you, I don't know, what do you like to do when you watch art streams? When I watch art streams, I like to also do art. So I'm always curious if that's what you guys are up to, or if you're just playing games or just relaxing. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw all these color layers into a folder. And then throw a couple layers on top of it. I like to do a little subtle shadow gradient. So what I'll do is I'll grab this kind of like dark background color, give it a little more saturation, get a gradient tool, kind of add a shadow, throw it on a multiply layer, and then just turn it way down. So it's like pretty subtle, but it'll help the piece feel like darker as it goes down, right? And then we're gonna do a painted shadows layer. This will also be on multiply, and I think I'm gonna use the same color actually. Get those some cool shadows, and I'm just gonna go in and add it in a couple places. I feel like I tend to overdo shadows a lot. So I'm just gonna go in a couple places where I want to define things a little bit. I'm not gonna overdo it too much, I think. Hello, Arcade Beetle. Thank you so much for the follow. Wait, actually, we were thinking she does have like a rogue pose, doesn't she? But we were thinking she's probably a druid because she's got like a thorn whip going on. And so we were thinking a Circle of Dreams druid because it makes perfect sense for Aurora to have something to do with dreams. You were told to finish all the tater tots. There's a whole plate full. That sounds like a wonderful problem to have. I love tater tots. Oh my gosh. I don't eat them too often, but they're so good. So what we're gonna do is we'll change the layer style on this in a second, and it'll look a lot more subtle when we do that. But it's easier to like get it painted in where I want it, fit on like full strength first. It's kind of roughing it in a little bit. I'm not over worrying about it too much, just trying to get it in real quick. I forgot. I always forget, you guys. I should have opened a thing for you guys, and I always forget how to do it. I always forget. Where is it? Every time I forget. Okay. I can go back to it. It's like a part I missed, it looks like. My hotkeys just stopped working. Photoshop just doesn't like me tonight. I think it wants me to go lay on the couch, watch a movie, and eat pizza. That's what I think it wants. Just happens to also be what I want to do. Although I do want to draw some more. I'm having a good time. I'm looking forward to playing D&D this Friday too. I hope you guys are excited. I don't know what... We're still deep in that dungeon. I don't really know what we're gonna do. I'm like pretty spent on like spell slots and abilities and all that stuff. So it's gonna be rough because, oh, that's right. The knight showed up. We're about to die. That's what's gonna happen on Friday. Totally forgot. You're genuinely worried for us. Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, it's not looking good, is it? I'm excited, but yeah, I'm very nervous. We'll see. See what happens. I mean, Max wouldn't kill us like this, would he? Would he? I don't really know, to be honest. Unless everyone uses the same color to do the shadows for her hair. Let's do it, and then I can always pull it out or tone it down as needed. Because it might be fine. We're gonna like wait, tone this down in a minute here. Okay, so now that we've got our shadows, we have it on multiply already. We're just gonna turn it way down so that they're like almost barely there. Because I don't want this to be too much. I wanted, oh, I forgot to do her hand. I wanted like pretty subtle shadows on this piece. I want to keep a little bit of that like kind of Disney kind of flatness. Does that make sense? So we're just going to keep it nice and subtle. This looks weird. I need to... Okay, feeling better about that. What do we think? I thought about, I have 2 new characters. I have like 3 characters in my mind that I could play. I just don't know what I like. I always have some D&D characters in the back of my head. I don't know if do you guys do the same thing? Do you always kind of have like some characters that are like taking up space in the back of your brain? They're not fully formed, but like you could kind of work on them at any point and flesh them out. I have a couple. I just don't know like what vibe I want for stream, because it's a little different when you're streaming a D&D game. Is you have to think about like you really have to think about like, are you gonna have fun role playing this on camera every week for the next 2 years? You know, like you can't just like, the one I really wanted to do was this really crazy character, but Max was like, are you really going to do that voice and hop into that personality every week? And I was like, yeah, of course. But then I was like, well, yeah, maybe not. I have an albino goblin spore druid that I love. I love her, and I haven't really gotten a chance to play her more than like once. So I was like, well, what if I played her? But she's kind of insane, and it's just like a lot. Yeah, Bully is a really good example of like, Bullyweef is he's a little Iquiqui, which are like little owlbear babies. He's a little owlbear barbarian, and I love him, but he's the type of character that I would not want to play long term. He's fun every now and then. He's very fun when I play him, but doing that nasally voice of his is like where he can't pronounce, like the reason he says buoy is he can't pronounce like the L. It's just draining. Yeah, it's draining. So we'll see. Okay, now we're going to do kind of the same thing we just did, but with the highlights. And then I got to go do a little bit of work on the face, and then we might actually call it, because that's actually a good stopping point before I go in and do the overpaint. Because if I start the overpaint, I kind of want to like finish it in one sitting, and I don't know that I'm going to make it. But let's get the highlights in, and then I need to do a little bit more color work, and we'll rough in the color for the Vine Whip and do the lines, but we won't do the overpaint. So we'll be going for a little bit. That might be like 30 minutes worth of work. We'll see. Actually, let's get this in first. It's bothering me that she has no eyebrows. And she needs some lip color. A little too like pink. I think I'll leave it for now. I can always fix it later. And then for the eyes, for now, I'm just gonna rough in the color I want, but we're definitely gonna go back in and do these in the overpaint layer to like make them look nice and blended and glowy. I'm gonna add like no, we'll do that later too. Oh, I forgot her, totally forgot this. Because she was designed in what, the 40s, the 50s? She needs a cute little headband thing. Almost forgot it. Okay, back to the shadows. I'm gonna add a little bit more in around this because I totally forgot that was a thing. Yeah, I have a couple ideas for characters. One of them is I have like an idea for like a bard. I have an idea for like oh, I can't give too much away, but I have an idea for a bard. I have an idea for a warlock. I would like to play druid again. I love druids. I definitely don't want to play a fighter again or a wizard. I'm over it. I'm so over it. I love Bryn and I love playing her, but it's just not for me. I've had a lot of fun playing her, but I think I want to do something a little more one of my go-tos next time. Nothing wrong with that. If you like something and you know you like something, there's nothing wrong with sticking with it. Maybe a warlock. I love warlocks. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking like a water druid of some sort would be like really cool. Now we can do the highlights. So what I'm going to do is I usually just do white unless I want to have like a sunny warmth, but I don't think she's anywhere sunny right now. So we're going to just use a straight white and we'll just be pretty subtle with it. So at first it's going to look a little intense, but we're gonna tone it down a lot. We've already done a lot of highlight work on her armor, so I don't think I'm gonna add it in there. It won't do much for that because this is about to be really, really subtle once we adjust it. Just roughing it in because I want to get the overall effect before I start really like cleaning it up. So we're just gonna kind of do a quick pass, and then we'll go in and clean it up. I think that's all I really want to do for the highlights. Maybe just a little more up here. We're gonna put it on overlay because we're just adding the tiniest bit of warmth. We're gonna turn that way down as well. Yeah, okay, that feels pretty good. I'm probably gonna go in and just a little bit of this. It's a little messy. Just a little bit. Feeling pretty good. It still needs something. I said if it's like too flat, I kind of wanted to try and keep it a little bit flat, but now I'm not so sure. She definitely needs some a little more like pinkness to her like skin tones in a couple places. Oops. think I'm just gonna add one more layer of shadows for like a couple places that I want to be a little bit darker. Like her skirt, where I really just need like a little more definition. And then we'll see how it looks. Just gonna add them in with like, oops, I need a brush. Oops, sorry everybody. That wasn't too jarring. I'm not trying to make anyone motion sick, I promise. Yeah, I'm basically just finding the places that would have the least light and need more definition, and then I'm gonna make those a bit darker. See if that helps. Yeah, that feels a lot better to me. Okay, I think we just have the thorns left. So we're gonna do those on a new layer. And I want them to be sort of this like purple, like Maleficent purple. Just gonna fill them in really flat for now. And then we're gonna add some detail to it. And this will probably be the last, this will be what we finish with it. And then tomorrow, not tomorrow, I'm not streaming tomorrow, I don't think, unless I just randomly get the urge. Next week, but make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. Because if I were to stream tomorrow and you didn't do those things, you would never know. And join the Discord, because we also announce when we're going live on there. But next time I stream, next Tuesday, if I'm able to stream next week, because things are a little crazy next week, we will finish this piece up and work on Ariel. And then after Ariel, we really got to figure out the next princess, which I'm really wanting to watch Atlantis and do that, but I need to watch it again before I can do her, because I don't remember it well enough. And I'd love to do an interesting take on Cinderella, but I don't have a good unique idea for her. With Ariel, I felt like I made it unique by making it a little more like creepy vibes, like creepy warlock vibes. And I definitely think Cinderella falls into warlock category because she has, like, come on, she's a fairy godmother who gives her power, but it comes at like, with like caveats and prices, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like she has a god that just like bestows gifts upon her and then like lets her be. There's like, I don't know. And if you go by like the original Cinderella story, it's pretty dark. So I don't know. But I haven't thought about like what kind of, ooh, I just had an idea. If she was a warlock and she had Pact of the Chain, like the Disney one, she has all like the little mice and birds. I could draw her with like some really creepy like critters that are like helping her out. And she'd be like casting fire because it's like Cinderella, you know what I mean? That'd be kind of I don't know. To think on that some more. Thanks, Jerry. I'll think on that for next time. I still think Belle, I want to do Belle, but I'm not, I don't know that I want to play up the beast aspect for her. I think I want to do Jasmine as a hunter. As a ranger, I mean. And that because she has a ranger's pet. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. I mean, the creepy thing about Sleeping Beauty is that she's technically like in a state of death. Like she's not really sleeping in the original stories. I think she's like technically like kind of dead. And he basically, well, I guess she's described as sleeping, but it's like a magical sleep where she's basically everyone around her is sleeping too. Like everyone's just like stopped where they are. It's like kind of creepy. Now Snow White, when she gets kissed, is literally dead. So I think if we do Snow White, we have to do Revenant, right? Like she has to be zombie vibes. We've got to. She's got to be some form of undead. I love the idea that maybe she died and the other party member brought her back against her will, and now her character is like struggling with it. Is vengeful. She's out to get revenge on the evil queen. So that's the vibe I was thinking for her, but I haven't thought about like what's her class and her subclass. Like I don't think Warlock actually fit, even though I want to make them all be Warlocks. I don't think that fits for Snow White at all. So I think she's some sort of Revenant, but then I'm not sure what. She sings, so maybe a bard. But I don't know. Open to ideas if anyone has them. We're not in a hurry either. And we can always draw them again too if we come up with a good idea after the fact. There are no rules. We make the rules ourselves. It's like one of the most important things you can learn about making art is that there really are no rules. Do what's fun. Do what's gonna make you feel good. And redo stuff if you don't like it, or scrap it and do something different. Doesn't matter. There are no rules. And she charmed 7 male dwarves, which is also, yeah, that's kind of cool. Like she's got like, she charms people with her voice kind of vibes. Like that. Revenant, noble with 3 retainers. I'm not drawing the dwarves though, so unless I just randomly feel up to it that day. It just sounds like too much for me. I'll draw some little like birds and things, but I'm not gonna draw some dwarves. Because the thing about that is then you have to draw all of them, and I'm not gonna draw 7. I'm just not gonna do it. Just make them all zombies. I don't want to draw 7 zombies either. They could be skeletons. What if they were like dwarf skeletons? Like they're all dead. They all ate the poison apple. She like made an apple pie with it, killed them all. And then and now that's why she's out for vengeance. It's not just for herself. Could maybe draw 7 skeleton zombies. That could be kind of cool. I'll think about it. Some of them could just be skulls at this point. Like, they wouldn't even have to be full, like, body parts, right? It'd be kind of fun to see if I could find a way to, like, express the Disney versions of them, like their personalities, but in, like, skeleton zombie vibes, you know? Yeah, maybe we'll give it a try and see how it feels. I like the idea of, like, oh, so she's like she could be like a revenant, like necromancer or something. She like brings it back or something. But I do like the idea of like a bard with abilities that let her like charm people with her singing. That's like really perfect for Snow White. I have to think on that some more. And I wanted to give her sort of like a bard outfit because I think her default costume reminds me a lot of the costumes that like bards wear in a lot of things, like in Witcher, like Jaskier. I don't know how to say his name, sorry. He wears like kind of those like cut sleeve fitted jackets and things. So it'd be really cute to like kind of merge the two visually. To talk to Max about it. He's really good at thinking of like what a good like D&D subclass and stuff would be for these. Him or Bordicus when he's around, he's really good at it too. And Zeus, of course, but Zeus, I think you're trying too hard to make it a fun class to play, which is a different thing. Doing a great job at that though, because I do want to play that now. She's back for vengeance. He's a woodsman on the path of redemption. Together, they fight crime. Love it. How dare fun be involved? No. I was gonna say, if I was gonna play her, I would 100% want to do that. But I'm trying to make them more creepy vibes, because that's... Oh, I just started coloring the totally wrong thing. Like an idiot. Too many vines. There's too many vines everywhere. Zeus is, for those who don't know, is really good at taking something else, like a character from another franchise or another game or a movie or a TV show, and like making them into like a cool D&D character. Like he made some like villains classes. He made a Heroes of the Storm themed game once. He's really good at that. To have a good understanding of the rules to be able to do that, in my opinion. Like that extra space there. Okay. This might be good for tonight. I want to fix that other rose on her. There's a couple things I want to fix. First things, I want to fix the shadows here, because it doesn't, it's like still too bright over there. So I'm just going to darken the whole thing up, I think. Yeah, that's better. And then the thorns, I want to... Oh my god, the dogs are freaking out. Do that. And then I want to fix this rose real quick. And then that might be it for tonight. I don't know. I think it probably should be. The dogs need some attention and I'm kind of tired. A raid. Why is it that whenever you think about leaving, you get raided? I guess I'm not leaving. Oh my gosh. Hi. I hope I say this right. Origami Art? Is it Origami Art? Thank you so much for the raid. Ori raid. Hello. Welcome. John M. Hello. Ravencraft. Hello. Thank you for the follows. Oh my gosh. Jamie. Hello. Mars Rissa, hello. Thank you so much, everyone. Whoa. We were just over here chilling and vibing and doing some art and you totally caught me off guard. Oh, thank you for the follows. Thank you. We're just working on some D&D art. I decided I didn't have any characters to draw at the moment. I'm usually working on character art for myself or for other players. We do some character art giveaways sometimes, but I didn't have any to work on right now. So we're just drawing Disney princesses as like D&D characters, but with my own slightly darker vibe to it, a little bit more like if they were all warlocks or something. And we're working on Aurora right now. Oh my gosh, thank you for the follows. Hans Half Elvin, thank you so much. Welcome. I hope you guys like D&D content and art. We on Fridays on this channel we play our Casters and Cantrips game. So we stream D&D every Friday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Is that right? And but this is our bonus stream night where I don't know, we just do creative stuff. I've been doing D&D character art. I do all the art for our campaign. So sometimes I work on that here. But yeah, we're just doing whatever. We're just hanging out, talking about D&D. Ooh, Pathfinder. I've never played Pathfinder, but I've heard some good things that I don't know that I would want to play it because it might confuse me since I'm so used to D&D, but I've heard it's a really nice system. I try to play other systems when I can, but I'm not great at like learning them. So it just depends. I just realized we never gave her like teeth. Her mouth is just like skin toned. We should probably fix that. I should fix that like promptly because it looks so weird now that I see it. I just need to decide if I want it to be like a dark color, like her mouth's just like open, or if I want it to be like her teeth are showing. That looks a little bit better. Yeah. Pretty much the same thing. Okay, cool. Yeah. I know a lot of people who play Pathfinder, but I've never played it. But I love D&D. I love all tabletop games, really. Like pretty much all of them. Not even just role-playing ones, but all tabletop gaming is fun. Except for Monopoly. Monopoly can go eat a bag of dicks. Something feels off over in this area, so it's definitely something we'll revisit, but I think we'll revisit it next time because I think I need to like think on it a little bit, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna get this pink color and I'm gonna just paint over her armor a little bit over here because we decided we wanted this to be more pink. And oh boy. Is this what's, yeah, that's the one I need to fix in a couple places. Just clean it up. Something's messing it up right here too, but for some reason I'm struggling to find what layer that's on. Huh. Oh, there we go. Okay, I figured it out. It was that layer. It's missing something. you've played all of them. Whoa. Many more games. We just played an interesting system. It's not the same type of thing. It's for like one shots. We played an interesting, I want to say it's called Dread, where it's not really rules, but the only rule is that when your character does something that could kill them, you have to pull a Jenga block from a Jenga tower. And you can like push your luck to like try and succeed at things, but then you also have to pull the block. And it's like meant to be like a Halloween kind of horror game. But if the tower of the Jenga tower falls, then your character is gonna die either then or like soon, up to the DM's discretion. That was really fun. That was a fun system I played recently. Oh, it can get a bit overwhelming. I could see that. Oh, that's nice. You learn as you go. That's really smart. Yeah, it's more of like a party game, but it still was like 12 hours of role playing. So it's still like D&D adjacent. But it was really fun. Yeah, I like learning new systems. I just picked up well, it's a while now that I picked it up. I picked up the Kids with Brooms rule book that I'm trying to learn how to play that. I want to run that. But I'm currently reading. I just got the Wilds Beyond the Witchlight book for D&D 5. Is it 5e? Kids with Bikes. Did I say Kids with Brooms? It's because I'm going to use it for a witch. I'm going to make it brooms. It's Kids with Bikes. I was just going to change it. I think they have a Kids with Brooms version though, but it's Kids with Bikes. You're totally right. I was going to do sort of a Harry Potter kind of vibe thing, but I haven't really figured it out yet. But right now I'm working towards running some Wilds Beyond the Witchlight, but I don't usually DM, so it's been a struggle. It's a lot of work. That's all I'm going to say about that. Lots and lots of work. Part of me wants to bring those colors back in because it looks so nice when they're bright, but I think that's still too much. Maybe we'll just add a little bit more. What do we think? Does that look better? It's just brightening them up a little bit, which I think is good. Yeah, I was thinking she's either a warlock or she's a Circle of Dreams druid. I think we decided last time she's definitely like a multi-class. She's got like a combinations of powers. She's got her druid powers that come from like the good side of her like fairy grandmothers, but then she's got like some warlock powers. Like this version of Aurora like fought her way out of the Thorn Palace and used some of the power from Maleficent to like make it happen. So that's what we were kind of thinking. My princesses don't wait around to get rescued. They just fucking go for it. She's a badass. That's one thing that's set in stone. Exactly, Jerry. Okay, I think we're pretty much done, but I want to do one more thing tonight because I'm not ready to go yet. So let's go over the lines a little bit. Give them some color. Because I need to do it for the thorns for sure. And then we can look into doing it maybe on the hair. But this will make it look more like a magical effect like it's supposed to. You're about to write your very first Rescue the Princess campaign. Nice. It's just such a I think it's a fun trope if you're willing to put a little thought into it. I'm not against it, but definitely think as someone who grew up on Disney, it maybe warped my thinking about some things in the world. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's always bad. Not actually a huge Shrek fan, but that's one of the things I think Shrek did really well. They really like played with that trope, you know? Oh, you're very story driven DM. That's fantastic. I'm much more into those type of campaigns. Like the rules are great and all, but I'm not about min-maxing and trying to like figure stuff out like that. I think it's much more fun to just like, it's a group storytelling to me, you know? I'm gonna add like a trying to think if I like that better. Yeah, Shrek did it well. You write the stories and the players flesh things out as we go. Yeah, that's what's so fun. It's group storytelling with someone who is your peer that has signed up to kind of take the lead, right? But everybody needs to like to give as well. It's so good. A semi-sandbox. That's how a lot of my DMs run their games too. It's semi-sandbox where if we're like, we're going in this direction, it's like, okay, let me figure out what's going on over there. You can totally run a group of characters like this if you want. Feel free to steal the idea of, I think it'd be really fun to play a game where it's like, okay, conceptually you're playing Disney princesses, but I don't want them to look like that by the time you get done building them. So everybody would start off with like their princess trope, but by the end when you're playing the game, they shouldn't really be like, oh, you're clearly playing Ariel or you're clearly playing Aurora, right? Yeah, I wish I could play more too, but there's just not enough time in the world, I guess. Let's do her hair too. I'm gonna do different colored lines to soften it. This is not the color we're gonna use, but I just want to get it kind of roughed in and I can play with it. I mean, it does kind of already look better, but it's just the same color, so you can't really tell. Oops. Yeah, I think D&D is the best game in the world. I think it's one of the best things you can spend your time doing because it's so creative compared to a lot of other things. And it's so collaborative, so it's really good. Like it's everything that you're going to learn and take away from it are good skills. It's collaborative, it's creative, it's social. I think I'm better at math because of D&D, believe it or not. It's a good outlet for dealing with emotions that you might not normally get to deal with, so it can like teach you a lot of like how to process feelings I just think it's the best. It's the best game in the world. It just is. Very biased because this is a D&D channel, but that's how I feel. Oh, you make your own terrain? That's cool. I know my husband Max, who's our DM, he really wants to work on like doing miniatures and like modeling and stuff. So he's going to start getting into that at some point. Yeah, we have a really good mix on C&C. There's a lot of really good role play. There's a lot of humor, but there's also some really serious dramatic moments. But then we also make sure to always focus on the combat a little bit and try to like do interesting things there. It's a good mix. Yeah. The female players are far better at role playing than the male players. I feel like I've noticed that is kind of a thing. I don't know why, but I would say it's been that way in my experience too. Maybe women are just generally allowed to be more in touch with their emotions, so it's easier to roleplay different emotions. I don't know. It's definitely not always the case, but I've noticed that can be pretty common. Hundreds of minis. Oh my gosh. I wanted to paint some minis, but we play D&D online, so we got some Warhammer minis to paint just kind of for fun. We might try to play some Warhammer soon, but yeah, I've noticed most of the guys I know that play are more into the combat, but not always the case because Mac, she's one of our players. She loves the combat. Although I think I'm pretty impressed with her role-playing skills because when I remember when we started, I was like, I don't know. I don't think she's used to playing in games that have a lot of role play, and she's really impressed me. Like, but I think she's more into the combat if I had to say. Whereas I think Ron, played by Moobs, he's more into the role play maybe. Hard to say. It's hard to say. I think VS is pretty balanced. I'm more into the role play than the combat. But if we don't get combat in a session, then it does sometimes feel off. I don't know. Like a male pride thing. Well, I think a lot of men in a lot of cultures are still raised to like not get in touch with their emotions and to keep like kind of that strong facade. And part of I think role playing, what makes you a good role player is like kind of be willing to be embarrassed and put yourself out there. And that's like a really scary thing for a lot of people. When I first started, it was terrifying to me. We all keep surprising you. Aw. Maybe like it's more of a game to a lot of men that play D&D. So it's so like even when it's role playing, the role playing is more about the game and less about like the story. I don't know. I've definitely noticed there's kind of a difference, but I'd be curious to see, like, I wish I knew what it was like playing D&D in other cultures to kind of to see like how that differed, or if it differed. I don't know. Oh my gosh, Jerry, don't even say that. I'm so scared we're all gonna die. I'm like, it's gonna happen. I'm trying to decide if I do it like the cartoon, it should actually be like a lighter color. Like this. But I don't think that works with the way I did the rest of the piece. I think it's gonna have to be a darker color. Even though I love the way they did that in the cartoon, I don't think it'll work here. So I think what we'll do is so I went too far back. I think we will just play with the opacity a little. And then what I can do, I think actually what we'll do is maybe use a mask, because then I can control it a little bit. So let's throw a mask on there and we will mask it all out. Get a big soft brush, put it on like 30% and go over the whole thing. And go over it a little bit more where the highlights are. I think that looks really good. that feels better. And then I can go back in and paint in a little bit darker areas. Just add a little bit of that again. Okay. What do we think? I made her hair look a lot softer, that's for sure, which I like. Bit more tough. Yeah, I agree. I don't want her to go too, like, even though they're Disney princesses, I want to keep them in that kind of like tough badass vibe. I think I might darken them actually a little bit. Or just overall. Okay. Yeah, let's leave it there for now and see how I feel. And I'm gonna do a similar thing for the skirt too, where I'm gonna just is that not working? Am I doing it wrong? Oh, it's at 10%. That'll do it. Keep these outer ones that do the main shape. I'm going to keep those kind of dark. Then we just turn down the opacity on that. And that feels like a lot better to me. Yeah. A lot softer, which is nice. I think we'll hit these two. Just the seam on her pants there. And okay, I think that might be it for today. There's definitely a lot more work to do. Her armor looks badass. Thank you. We worked really hard on that at the beginning of stream, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think I'm going to be done for the night, though, because I want to go cuddle my puppies and eat some more pizza before bed. But next time we need to work on the overpaint layers, get her eyes looking more glowy and magical, get the what's it called? Thorn whip, whatever the druid spell is, get that looking a little bit more magical. I want to change the background a little bit, add some shadows underneath her to ground her a little bit. Maybe do a little bit more line coloring where her armor is, but I kind of want to sleep on it before I make that decision. So we'll do that next time. Next Tuesday, I will be back. I stream usually on Tuesdays, just a little bonus content for our D&D channel. If you want to see us play D&D, please come and hang out. We actually have a huge fight coming up and a huge story moment coming up next session. It's going to be a little crazy. We always do a little recap at the beginning to kind of get people caught up. So don't feel like you can't just pop in, and there's always people in chat that you can ask questions and be like, oh, why are they doing this? What's happening? Someone will fill you in. But if you do want to get filled in, we also have all the VODs are up on YouTube and Twitch. You can also watch on Twitch. They're all on YouTube, and then you can also listen to the podcast. We also have every episode as a podcast too, so you can get caught up. There's a lot now though. We need to do some sort of little like the story so far, but we haven't had a chance to do it yet. So I will see you guys Friday. Have a happy Thanksgiving if you're here in the United States. If you're not, have a happy rest of your week regardless. Eat something delicious either way. And thank you for all of the follows and for everyone hanging out. You have no idea. It means so much to me. So I really appreciate it. Thank you for the raids and all that. And we're going to raid our other player, Moobs from GGN crew. We're going to see what he's up to. So it says we'll be right back. I don't want to raid him when he's not even there, but I need to go eat pizza. So we're going to do it. When you get over there, spam some emotes, give him some love. He'll come back to pure chaos and it'll be great. Have a good night, everyone.